Babes Behind the Beats with Jess Bowen and Bowie J.
G'day, it is Bowie J with Jess Bowen for Babes Behind the Beats on our podcast.
Woo!
Yay!
What's up, Bowie? How you doing?
I'm pretty good. I'm back in LA after a bit of time away.
You were just in Seattle because...
My brother had his second baby.
Yes! Okay,
Yes.
I saw cutest little... Is it Louis?
Louis.
Louis.
Yeah.
Okay, so how is everything going?
Oh,
How was
so
that trip?
it was really cool. So they had a surrogate in America, and so my whole family flew over to Seattle because that's where the surrogate lived. And so my mum, my dad, my brother, his boyfriend, and I flew up there too. So we spent like 6 weeks up there, I think.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and just like did the whole, like, I was waiting at the hospital and mum and dad were looking after their other son, Remy.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was really, really cool. So a great experience. And the surrogate was amazing. Like, lent our family their car and
Oh my gosh.
really went out of her way. And we're in this tiny town, which was awesome.
Is this a weird question to ask? You don't have to answer it, but is it a different surrogate than their first child?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
The first one was in Australia and a friend of theirs. This was a different one. So
different,
yeah,
okay.
and they didn't know her, but through the process, through the agency, they know her.
Oh, okay.
Now they know her. So
That's so amazing. I
yeah,
love
and she
that.
wanted we met the whole family at the park, and so she's got a few kids. So we met her husband, and it was like the whole birthing. It was like 48 hours or something, the labor.
Wow.
So we're
That's
all,
it's long, right?
Oh, yeah,
That's-
and all her others have been like 5 hours.
I was going to say 48 hours. That's a long ass time to be in labor.
Yeah, so I was waiting in the outside area, and they're all in there. So the surrogate, her husband, my brother, and his partner. So
Wow.
yeah, pretty amazing that all of that can happen. Even so.
That's just absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Was Remy, your nephew, was he so excited to be a big brother?
Yeah, well, he's in his 2s.
So he doesn't really know.
So
right?
he's just like I want to eat rocks and run around and like watch Bluey. Is your nephew watching Bluey?
What's Bluey? I've heard of this, I think.
Oh, the Aussie. It's Aussie, but it's big in America, like
Okay.
massive in America.
I feel like I've heard of this. So
Aussie cattle dog.
Oh, really?
It's a cartoon.
Okay, I think probably my nephew's into that.
Yeah.
I feel bad. I haven't seen my nephew in a few months, so I got to figure out what he's into now.
Yeah,
I've
it
been
changes
gone.
so quick.
I know, it changes so fast at that age.
Oh yeah.
It's
so
wild.
so that was cool, and he was cool with Louis, and yeah, it all worked. Well, we're all in hotel rooms.
Oh my God, yeah, because I guess, where do your brother and his partner live again?
They're in Melbourne, and
so
my
everyone
parents
and
are
your
in
parents
Melbourne.
in Melbourne, so everyone came.
Everyone flew, and they flew over with a 2-year-old on that long flight from Australia.
Wow.
So
Did they say Remy did okay on the flight? How
he
was
did
that?
really well. That literally watched Bluey the whole time.
The whole time.
Yeah.
Well, thank God for Bluey.
Oh my gosh! And it's so weird because it's so big in America, but the show has Australian accents. So
I love that.
yeah, and they're playing cricket and all these Australian things. So
No
anyway,
way.
yeah.
That's so funny. So, how do you feel? You've got a second nephew now.
Oh my god! Yeah, it's so cool. Obviously when they're so small, they're just sleeping in.
Yeah, they just sleep a lot.
Yeah. So
But it's so cool to be there for that. Like, I remember seeing my nephew, and he was like, when you just hold them when they're so tiny. They're so tiny.
and you're like, oh my god! Like I don't want to hurt you.
Yes. I know.
Um,
That's what I was worried about. That was my
yeah.
biggest thing, is I was like, I don't know if I know how to hold a baby the right way.
Yeah. Oh, so the funny thing was though, because he was born in America, he gets an American passport.
Oh my God. Amazing.
So
wait, is he the only one then in your brother's
yeah, apart
family?
from me.
But oh my God, so he's going to have an American passport plus an Australian.
Yeah, so as soon as he was born, they had to get the birth certificate, and then they had to apply for the American passport so that he could leave the country to go to Australia
Whoa.
on a visa to Australia.
No way.
And then when you're in Australia, then you apply for the Australian passport so that he can, or you for citizenship actually. Yes, in Australia.
Right.
So he'll be dual.
That's amazing.
And I'm like, guys, because they're not in entertainment, but I'm like, you must keep that American passport because, like, when he's older, that is such a benefit.
That really is.
Yeah.
That really, really
like
is.
if you're doing anything international.
Yeah. No, it's really great to have duals. I mean, I remember asking my mom if I would be.
Oh, remember we were talking about you getting a Filipino one?
Yeah. I was like, could I do a Filipino and a U.S. passport?
Yeah.
But I obviously wasn't born in the Philippines, and just because my mom was, like, there was...
Yeah, we looked it up. I remember one night, and I was like, dude, you have to get it.
Yeah. No, it doesn't work for me, which I should have known. Like, yeah, I wasn't born there, so it's different.
It's just every country's different.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think, like, Ireland, if you've got a grandparent, you can get it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I'm upset. I really would love to have a dual pass. You know, like, it would just be nice to have a passport.
I say get all the passports.
Get all of them.
I'm like, I want Europe, because then you're just gigging and it's easy. You're like, I got a passport.
Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah, so that they flew home with the newborn, with little Louie, and that went fine.
Wait, that's crazy to fly home with a newborn,
I know.
too.
Like, I think he might have been 2 weeks old.
So you fly home with a 2-week-old.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh, and also, actually, in Seattle, I caught up with Hisam.
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
That's some juicy stuff. What happened with that?
So I haven't seen Hisam since I got off the show.
Which he got kicked off
third week or fourth week, because
he was the third
Jag
person.
was the third, and then he came back or whatever.
No.
I can't remember. Guys, I've blocked Big Brother from
But
my
still,
head.
he was kicked off early, so you haven't seen him since then.
No, and so we've spoken occasionally on text, and I'm like, oh, the day that she went into labor, I was going to go up to Seattle from this country town and have dinner with him. But yeah, so
oh, that's right,
then
because he
I'm
lives
like,
in Seattle.
Yeah, and I'm like, I sent him the text from they're in the hospital. I'm off to the hospital. Sorry.
Oh my God. So you were like with him?
Yeah. So then after that, like a week later, we organized to catch up. So
Okay. So how was that? Tell me, how's Hisam? He's the one, not the one. I haven't met a lot of them, but like,
yeah, you haven't met
I haven't met
have
him.
you?
I'm curious about him.
Yeah. So I think was he in LA for the after party, and then he flew out, I think.
Probably.
Yeah, he came on stage. That's right. He's one of the few people on stage, let me say, who was nice on stage.
Yeah.
There were people who were bitter who'd been evicted. Like, I'm like, mate, get over it. But yeah, so it was great having dinner with him, and he and I were having a good laugh about everything. So,
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Can you tell us any more? Is there any juicy bits there that you can share? Like,
I think we were just offloading everything. Like, what about this? What about that? And yeah, it's just he hasn't watched it, I don't think. So,
he hasn't either.
No.
Yeah.
And
Because you
I
still
haven't either.
haven't watched
Nah.
it either. Okay. So he's just like cool with the way things went down, though? Is he kind of just like,
Oh, not really. I think like like me, we're like shocked at the way people behaved, but
that for sure.
yeah,
Yeah,
so
that makes sense.
but he and I got along well and had a great time. And if I'm ever in Seattle, I'll definitely be catching up with him. So.
That's great.
Yeah.
I love that. You know, I always wanted to root for him. He didn't make it very far.
Yeah.
So it's for me to be able to like really get to know him as like a person or anything. But
Well, that's what I said. Like, why would you be knocking out someone who's winning all the comps for us? Like,
he seemed, because your guys' season specifically wanted to knock out the physical threats like right away.
oh
it seemed
my
like.
God. I'm like,
And when I say that, it was like the second Riley one, she was kicked out. The second Hisam one, he
Yeah.
was kicked out. The second Cameron was winning. They tried to keep kicking him out.
Jared.
And Jared and Jag and like,
And people are like, why would you want to, like, I was like, this is exactly why you don't win.
yeah.
You know?
Well, it's crazy to me that, you want to have the physical people on your team too.
It's like,
You would think, but
you
everyone
got
was
15 weeks to get through. If you get rid of all the people,
yeah.
done.
It's wild.
Yeah. Now while I was in Seattle, I saw your Drumeo video came out, which was freaking amazing. So basically, explain what it was, and I'll comment on what I thought.
Okay, yeah. So you saw, basically, Drumeo is this amazing website. Like it's basically a drum company. Like they've turned into this massive platform for drummers, and they do this series where they have drummers hear a song for the first time. Like they play a song for you, they take the drums out of it, right? So you're listening to a song without drums, and they wait to see, if you recognize it or not.
Yep.
And then you get to listen to the whole thing through, and then they give you a chance to play through it. A lot of drummers get multiple tries.
Oh.
I actually did it, this one. I did, so mine, if anyone saw it, was Jess Bowen hears Rage Against the Machine for the first time.
That is the headline.
That's the headline. And they played me a song called Bulls on Parade. So just to clear things up,
which I'd never heard of.
I kept calling it Bullseye Parade after I got done with so I left Drumeo, and even when people were like, "What did you do?" And I was like, "They gave me this song Bullseye Parade," and they're like, Bulls on Parade? I was like, yeah. So yeah, they give you a song that you've never heard, and then you play through it, and then they give you a couple chances to do it. But I felt comfortable with my first take of it.
Yeah.
Enough to just be like, I just want that to be it.
Yeah,
because for the purpose of that video of a drummer hears a song for the first time, I think it's even more impactful when you're like, heard the song for the first time, here's the one take.
Yeah.
I don't want multiple
and your
tries
energy's
at that.
higher for the first take.
Yeah,
probably.
the energy,
Yeah.
like I would be in my head if I did it a second or third or fourth time and tried to do it again. So could I have played it better? Probably, if I did it multiple times.
I mean, as a non-drummer, it was unbelievable.
Well, thank you. But there's a lot of hate and speculation online from a bunch of angry fucking dudes.
Oh, it was like, so this video's had 2.2 million views. Like, it's just getting more and more. It's massive. And people are saying, oh, there's no way she could have played it that well. She must have known the song. I'm like, mate, lots of people don't know that song. There's a lot of songs in the world. I'm from all genres, and I didn't know that song. Sorry.
Exactly. I also, like, just for those haters to know, music is very much influenced on, like, what your family raised you on, right?
Exactly.
Mostly. So if anyone were to pull my family aside, my dad, my mom, my brother, what we listened to, my parents raised me on, like Journey and Michael Jackson and, like, you know what I mean? Like, all of the
whole cross section.
Like Boston and, you know, like Pink Floyd, those types of bands for sure. And then also, like, when I started listening to music, I was more into pop. I was a Backstreet Boys fan. I was into like fucking Britney Spears, NSYNC,
which makes you a great pop drummer.
Which is why I was thinking I was a pop drummer, which is what I still feel like I am.
Yeah.
And then when I joined a band, I just happened to, the band that I'm still in this day, we started as a Blink-182 band. I honestly would not have probably listened to Blink-182 if I hadn't been put into a Blink-182 cover band.
Yeah.
I basically learned the songs because I had to.
Exactly.
But that's what introduced me to, like, Blink-182 and Green Day and MXPX. But then I went, like, the emo route. Then I started listening to, like, The Starting Line and Fall Out Boy and Taking Back Sunday and The Used and, like, something corporate. Like,
so many bands that these other people wouldn't know.
that's what I'm saying. And
Yeah.
so everyone's so upset that I didn't know this one song.
Yeah.
And not even so upset. You know what it is they're actually accusing me of lying. And when you when you get accused so much online, like, at first I was letting it go. I was just like, you know what? Let the thing do its thing. This is what it's meant to do. People are going to question what they want to question. But it's like, when you just have, and it's all men.
Yep.
All fucking men that are angry and they're questioning my integrity. That's what gets to me. That's what pisses me off
Then
as a woman.
You have to answer back to direct the conversation a bit.
But this is as a woman, this is my whole thing in my fucking field, and as a female drummer, as I deal with this fucking shit every day, whether it's men telling me that I can't play the drums, whether it's men telling me that I'm just a fangirl coming, you know, or you're just the girlfriend of the drummer, like, what are you doing here? Like, I've dealt with this shit my whole life, and then to go and do something so well. At least I was something that I was so proud of, and I was like, fuck, look at, like, I fucking did the thing. And then to have the men be like, nope, you're a liar.
And that is 100% true. They were all men commenting. I was arguing with them on there. I'm like, mate, not everyone knows every song in the world. You did such a good job. I was watching it going, oh my God, this is breathtaking.
Thank you.
It's amazing. And I'm not a drummer, but I was like, fuck, that's very, very fucking good.
Well, and I appreciate that. Like, thank you for seeing it for what it was, which was just, and I can't even see it that way anymore. Like, I even view it as like, damn, I wish I fucking did this, or I wish I did this differently. But, like,
no.
You know, you hear a song the first time you play what you feel. And then, you know, like I said, I was so proud of that when I had left that room, like that building. But then it's been now overshadowed by this like overwhelming group of angry men that just for some reason cannot fathom.
And you look at their profiles
that I haven't listened to and first of all, I just want to say one thing. I know who Rage Against the Machine is.
Yes.
If you watched the whole video, which of course no one does, they just want to jump to conclusions, you see them tell me at the end, like, who it is. And I go, oh, okay, Rage Against the Machine. So obviously I'm familiar with who the fucking band is. I don't live that much under a rock. I've heard of fucking Rage Against the Machine. I don't know that song.
Yeah.
I did not know that song. The only song by them I knew was Killing in the Name of, which is actually their biggest song. So if they had played me Killing in the Name of and I had done that, I could see people questioning me.
Yeah.
Bulls on Parade is not their biggest song.
Yeah.
And also, people want to come at me being like, did you not watch The Matrix? Guess what? I didn't watch The Matrix.
I didn't watch The Matrix.
Sorry.
It's not
Some
that
game
big.
that this thing was on. I didn't play games growing up. I played, like,
I didn't
you know,
play
I
games.
played, like, sports games, PlayStation. I played FIFA. I played,
You played
fucking
real-
NBA Jam.
You played real life soccer.
I played real life soccer. Like, I'm not sitting. People are like, you didn't do this or that. Sorry, I didn't. It's so crazy that people could not do the same things that you did.
I know.
But you know what? It's just frustrating because I didn't see these types of comments on Chad Smith's video or
right.
you know, Dirk's video.
And he didn't know.
He didn't know 30 Seconds to Mars. Dirks didn't know Mr. Brightside.
Right, and people weren't saying the
And
same
I
thing
wasn't
to him.
getting, they weren't getting the same hate that I'm seeing. And then, again, it's just all I can keep thinking is just like, this is the fucking shit women go through. And this is why I get so vocal and I'm so passionate about like standing my ground about these things and like talking about it, because I'm going to be honest, like it got to me. It did. It's not fucking fair that men get to go through the world and do things half-ass and be like, you know, like praised for it. And the second that it's like, okay, like I've been questioned my whole life about drumming and then I do something well, I fucking goes on the line online and it's doing well and people see that I did something well. It's still men coming at me and then now questioning my integrity, calling me a liar, telling me that like I did this for, you know, like whatever fucking things it is. And they're not just, it's not just being like, oh, she's a liar. Like, I'm not that sensitive. It's like mean things. I could pull up the comments. Anyone who wants to, go look at that video. There's rude fucking comments about it. It's not fun to look at. And I'm, to be quite honest with you, I'm sick of it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sick of women being treated this way. Women being questioned about everything all the fucking time.
Yeah, it's absolutely shocking. And I think the problem is you did it so well. So that's at the end of the day, Bowie, can I say one thing? That's, I think, what it is. Like,
everyone is mad that
like,
I did
there's
something.
No way.
I'll just say it. I did it better than they could, these men.
Oh, and they're
I did it better than these men could. And they're commenting because they're fucking mad and they're insecure because they couldn't do that.
If with a song like that wasn't, to me, I don't know anything about drums, but that sounds like a song that would be very hard because there's not much of a melody to it, right? So
there was
or to work out the structure of the song and stuff.
So what's funny is here's where I also teeter-totter, because I was kind of like, I talked to my dad about this the other day because he's a drummer, and I was like, you know, Dad, like you would have done the same thing. You could have played this part, and he tried to be like, no, you don't understand. Like there are different ways that you can play this song.
Yeah.
And then I actually did see someone commented on my video the other day, and he was like, oh my God, I just posted a cover of this. And when I went to his to see his was exactly that, which was playing different ways how drums can change a song.
Right.
And he played the drums all differently throughout that Bulls on Parade song. And all of them work, but they're all so different.
Yeah.
I just did happen to fit in the pocket of what actually the drums do sound like for that song.
I mean, it's insane because you don't know where the song's going.
You don't know where it's going, but that's why you can also, if you watch the fucking video, you see me struggle. I do struggle. It's not like I played it perfectly. There's parts where I'm like, I think it's ending, so then I hit, and then you see me kind of stop, and then I start again. Like, it's not like I played it so fluidly well. Like, I did in the sense of hearing a song for the first time, but
yeah,
if I was a recording, if it was like,
yeah.
hey, you're in the recording studio, you have to record that, I'd have to redo that.
Yeah.
But yeah, my dad even was just like, no, there's many ways that any song can be played.
Exactly.
And it just for people, I don't know, I guess just what you're saying. Yeah, it is hard. It is something
that song was harder than, it wasn't like, it didn't feel like it was verse, chorus, you know what I mean?
No, and also I want to say one thing. They also didn't, when they played it for me the first time, because like I said, they also play it for you before you play it for the first time. They play it for you once without the drums in it. Obviously, because you have to make your own drum part. There were vocals missing. They didn't put some of the vocals in there because I think that's also a part of how, like, maybe I could have identified a song.
Oh.
Maybe. I don't know. Whatever it was, I just remember
so you didn't have the parts of vocals.
Yeah,
as
my
well?
drum tech, Austin, even told me this because I made him come with me for moral support because I was like, I can't do this. I was so scared to do this. This is a terrifying thing to do.
Putting yourself on the line.
Completely. Like, very vulnerable. So I had him come with me, and then I remember afterwards he was like, by the way, like they didn't play you like some vocal parts when you were listening to it the first time. So the second time, as I'm like playing it through and like trying to follow these, like there's the verse, but there's a vocal going in there, and I was like, I don't remember that. Like, you know what I mean? You're just playing, you're just listening to something and playing along to it. But for some reason, some people got so mad about the fact that I didn't know that.
Oh, it's like another video you put up. I can't remember what song you were drumming to. You just done the drumming version at home.
Oh, it was a Blink-182 song, I think.
Right, and there were men on there arguing with, saying that you didn't play
I didn't
it
do it
correctly.
right.
That you didn't play it correctly?
That I needed to read the sheet music, actually.
That was that guy.
Specifically what I was told was that there's sheet music for a reason. Oh, Bowie.
I reported him for bullying and harassment.
I love that, Bowie. This is why we love Bowie, okay? Bowie is a very true friend. She is very loyal, and she will stick up for you no matter what. But
I started to get too stressed because I was fighting too much online, so I was like, I've got to get off. And so I reported him and then blocked him.
Yeah.
I was like, you're so annoying, and you've probably never done a gig in your life, mate. And also, isn't it cool to put a bit of artistic flair in? I don't even know how the drum part goes, but I would have thought to make it your own is what you meant to do.
Right. Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, that one was actually one of the most absurd comments I had seen.
The guy kept arguing back too.
He kept arguing because basically, at the end of the day, I should have read the sheet music. So as a professional drummer, I need to know now when I go play with people, make sure they have sheet music, I guess.
Excuse me, guys, I'm going to be looking at the sheet music.
I need the sheet music for this. But no, that's one of the most absurd ones. The other absurd one I saw recently, it was like yesterday on that Rage Against the Machine, was like, the fact that she doesn't know this discredits her as a good drummer. So the fact that I don't know a song discredits the performance that I did.
That's actually the opposite.
So it's absurd.
The fact that you didn't know this song makes it even better. Otherwise,
Bowie,
the show wouldn't exist.
Bowie, I can't anymore.
Oh, wait, I'm going to get online and respond to that.
Oh, no. Not necessarily. Here's the other thing. We have to know that, like, and I haven't, because I couldn't keep up with it. There's, not in a cocky way, but there's thousands of comments now on that Drumeo one that I did that's tagged with Drumeo.
On YouTube or
on
Instagram?
Well, on YouTube, but on my Instagram that I am like a collaborator on I just keep seeing, so it obviously keeps fucking coming up on my feed. So all of those negative men, like the fucking angry men that are so mad that I don't know the song or that I'm a liar and questioning my integrity. I can't respond to them, and I don't want to.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, those people are going to believe what they want to believe, and it's not worth my time, right?
Yeah.
But then I posted on my personal page, and I made an exact, like, in my caption, I very much made it clear, like, yes, I very much have already been told I lived under a rock, so
I saw
please,
that,
no more reminding me. And yet, still, here come these men. And this is why
there's not been one woman who's complained.
Not one. Not one woman has said
that
anything.
Is something. That is saying
besides praising my performance and saying, amazing job. Oh, what a great,
didn't you have some of the best drummers in the world complimenting you?
I mean, I had some people.
Like, who were massive.
Like, I can't
remember
for sure, but it's also like I don't need that. I'm not like I'm looking for like I need people to say that I did the best job ever. I just don't need men who either play the drums or don't play the drums telling me that I'm lying or I don't didn't do a good job because I did for whatever reason.
That it's impossible that you could as a girl play that well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
that's really what they're saying.
It's for me it's more of it's just the questioning.
That's what they're saying. They don't even realize that's what they're doing, but that's what they're saying. In their head, they're thinking, how could a girl play that well?
Yeah. And it's still that fucking integrated like misogyny in all these people that fucking drives me nuts. That is why I use my platform the way that I do and why I do speak up about the things that I do.
Yeah.
Because a woman is allowed to do something well.
Yeah.
Without being fucking ridiculed for that. Like, it's actually wild to me. And to be their integrity to be questioned because they happen to do it well. So you're telling me I couldn't have played that song well because I lied about it? Because the only way I could have done that well as a female drummer was because I lied.
Yeah, come on.
You're telling me that. That is what you are saying when you are commenting those comments on my fucking post. And I'm fucking sick of it.
And what these amateurs are saying, they're all amateurs. They're not professional drummers. What they're saying to you is that you couldn't possibly play this, but the reality is your job is that you're playing in lots of bands, and your first listen is exactly that.
Yes.
Right, where are the drums going to go?
Intuition.
Yeah, or if you're recording or whatever. Yeah.
It's all intuition. You know how many times I've actually gone into studio and I've been told, hey, we just did a song that you haven't heard yet, but we just want you to play something because we know that your gut is there's going to be something good.
That's what you do.
And I fucking do it. Ask anyone in my band, ask anyone I've recorded for.
They don't set out the drums necessarily.
Yeah. And so, sorry if this sounds like me tooting my own horn, everyone. It's just like when you have people, when you have something to that extent where you have that many people questioning you and that many people putting you down, and again, it's all men, I feel like I have to use my platform to stand up for myself.
Well, you do. And I found that with the hate that I copped coming off the show, you have to sometimes bark back. And I saw someone who was well known say he has to bark back every now and then to redirect the conversation.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you have to change the narrative of this.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they just go off on a tangent forever.
Sure. And listen, after this, I probably will never speak of this again because I don't want to. Because I think there's
giving
enough
life.
that I'm like, okay, I have addressed it now.
Yeah.
Now I'm done with it.
Yeah.
Now I don't want this I don't need that negativity in my life. You know what's going to happen is I'm going to take the positivity that's come from that Drumeo and from me doing that and from me feeling great about that take that I did and take that for myself. And this is the end of me talking about those fucking people that don't deserve to be talked about.
And also your resume bloody speaks for itself. I'm sorry, Drumeo wouldn't have even asked you if you weren't good. Count Me In documentary wouldn't have asked you if you weren't good, and all the bands that you play with. So everyone can get stuffed.
Thank you, Bowie, for being such a good friend too. It's you. Everyone needs a Bowie in their corner because
throwing punches.
Yeah, she's
or a Jess. Jess
or
was
me.
doing that when I was in the house.
I really was.
I was thinking about that because when I was like getting agitated by the hate on yours and I'm responding, I was like, well, you've had 3 months of that. So
yeah. Oh yeah.
Like
100%.
or more actually. Probably. Yeah.
Yeah. I literally had to respond on a video that someone said of something that I was like, well, if she's not a DJ, then I'm not a drummer. Like,
people are so nasty online. Someone was saying that it would be good. Actually, my brother was saying the good thing about Threads is it's attached to an Instagram profile.
Oh yeah.
So there's a bit less hate, whereas Twitter can just be like, it's randoms. It's less.
I never even get on Twitter anymore. I don't even want to know what people are saying about me on there. I haven't looked.
Well,
at
I
that.
deleted the app again. So
yeah, probably good for us. Let's both not get on there.
No,
How about let's not?
I spent 3 days arguing with every single person on there, and then deleted it.
Yeah, let's just
It's
not even think about that.
No, we'll die young. That's
both
what's
of us
gonna
would
happen.
be at each other's like people that are going at each other. Just like we would literally just give ourselves like I'd be a full head of gray.
Oh yeah, it's not good, not healthy.
Yeah, not good for us. Let's not do it. Let's just stay.
No.
We're good here. We're
We're
positive.
Oh, I know. And unfortunately, this only happens at the top, people.
Oh man,
doesn't it?
Yeah.
The better you get.
I've never had like, not never. I mean, of course there's. People get hate, but when you do have something that gets that many views, there's no way that everything's going to be good, right? And you were on a show where millions upon millions of people are watching you, so it's not like every single comment's going to be good. And then this video that I had did get millions of views as well. No way that all of that's going to be good either.
Nah.
So we also have to take that with a grain of salt.
Also, the really weird thing about it is when someone comments nasty and you write back something like, okay, with a love heart or okay and the shrug, they're like, oh no, I didn't mean to be nasty a lot of the time. And I'm like, mate, what do you mean?
They wanted a response.
Yeah.
They wanted to get you. And then they got it. So now they're like, oh wait, now be my friend.
You know what? We had a nasty tag on a post of ours. I don't know if you saw it in our Instagram. And the person wrote, what's with Bowie Jane now doing radio show with Jess Bowen? And tagged us, right? And I was like, just so you know, we're in our 5th year of doing this, long before Big Brother. We didn't just start being friends after Big Brother. Like, if you'd watch Big Brother, you would also see that she wrote a letter to me in the house.
Right,
like,
yeah.
And I was like, we're mates. We do so many things together. We work out together. We drink together. And she said, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize.
Did she take it down then after that?
Yeah, she did, which I appreciate. She said, I'm sorry I didn't realize. And I said, you might want to listen to some of the episodes. They're actually quite good. And she goes, oh, I will. And so
sometimes sometimes it can be beneficial to almost turn their negativity into something positive.
Yeah, and I appreciate that she at least reversed it.
Yeah,
it's just a shame that people have to write the nasty comment in the first place, because it's not very nice to put up that I'm just doing a random show with you when this is clearly my radio show. No. No, it's not really. But when we've been doing this for so fucking long, and we didn't even know each other were musicians when we started. We just started drinking together.
That was great, Bowie. That was great. That was like really great. Just bringing it all back.
But you had to watch the last episode to get that.
Oh, that's true. Everyone
we'll
wants
have
that.
to put this one after that one.
Amazing. Amazing. Well, moral of the story, fuck everyone.
Fuck everyone. I was going to go fuck themselves. I was going to say that too. I was like, is she going to say fuck everyone? Yeah.
Clearly, we've been doing this for 5 years.
Yeah, we don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah, no. We, listen.
Oh, no, I also said it's 190 episodes.
Yeah.
Like, more actually. But
I love it. I love this.
Yeah.
Listen.
So
come at us. See
we're
what happens.
mad at the world.
See what happens.
Yeah.
No, but for real, we do appreciate, like,
Thank
we
you
know that
for
we're lucky
listening.
to do what we, thank you. We're lucky to do what we get to do.
Yeah.
This, we do everything separately, like in our own careers. We are very lucky, and that does come with, hate sometimes.
Yeah, the more you're doing something,
The
the better you get. Yeah, the more exposure you get, the more hate.
Yeah,
So.
and then it's just a matter of
it's bad-
dealing with it. But like I
bad
said,
manners though. It really shouldn't happen. I've never commented negative on anyone's page.
I've never
for no
posted
reason.
something negative. I mean, but again, that just shows the character of the person. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people that are that way in the world, and they
Yeah.
hide behind a phone, a keyboard, and they
That's why I
type
respond
things.
sometimes, and they're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
you saw me," and I'm like, "Well, you tagged me."
Yeah.
So yes.
No, like I said, for me specifically, I just think it felt for something like this, for my Drumeo video, I wanted to, talk about it once, and
that was it.
that was it. And now I'm gonna wash my hands of it, and only take the positive out of
Yeah.
it, because it has been a positive thing in my life.
Yeah.
So
I
fuck
think
the
it's
haters.
great. It was
That's
great.
it.
You got so many views. My God.
thank you. And it was it's a great song. Now that song is haunting me because I am hearing it everywhere.
That's the thing, isn't it? Like
it's-
when you go, I've never heard of it, like Chinwag.
And
then you hear it
and then
all
I
the
heard
time.
Chinwag all the time. I went to the gym the other day, and my instructor, I was like, "Is he fucking with me?" He put the song, like, I swear to God, it came on.
Oh my God.
And I was like, did he see this video and he's fucking with me right now? Like, I actually thought that. Like, now I'm in my head about it.
yeah.
But obviously I'm not denying that it was a big song. It's just people sometimes don't hear big songs. I didn't listen to those stations.
Yeah.
I don't listen to Rage Against the Machine. They're not someone that I put on my playlist.
No, and someone even said, "Oh, it's people's ages." I'm like, I don't think it's that actually.
It's actually
just,
not ages,
it's
because I'm
not.
34.
And you listen to all sorts of.
I listen to a lot of music. Not necessarily that. You can ask anyone in my life, have I ever played that sort of music? You can ask the guys in my band. Whenever we used to
No.
drive the van around, did I play that music? Nope. You ask my parents, what did we listen to growing up? Did you ever hear me listening to that? They'd say, nope. I've never
You
listened to
like
that.
pop.
I like very pop. I like
Yeah.
very, very pop and melodic stuff.
Like you love Dua Lipa.
I do.
And
I do.
Dua Lipa should have
I
you
love Dua
as
Lipa.
her drummer.
I love
I'm like, what band do I want to go see?
I love that. Yeah.
Mm.
So with that being said, I don't know. I don't know that I need to defend myself anymore, but it's frustrating that I felt like I had to.
I just want to say in closing that thought that all these people commenting, you're making yourselves look like hacks. Like you're making yourself look like an amateur. If you are a drummer, you're making yourself look like an amateur. You're making yourself look like an amateur musician, which is what I told that guy, because real musicians aren't commenting on, like professional touring musicians aren't
We're
commenting
not bringing
on your
other
page.
people down, especially not bringing females down.
No.
I think in this day and age, it's fucking 2024. If you
Yeah.
want to try and bring a fucking female down, like you're some sort of, you've got some fucking problems. You've
Yeah,
got some
so
issues.
if you want to look like you don't know anything about the industry, put a hate comment up on Jess's drumming page, because you're just going to look like a bunny. Okay, all right.
And in closing,
In closing, I've got some gigs coming up.
oh yeah, what you got going on?
EDC Vegas.
Oh, just a little gig.
Yeah, I couldn't believe
EDC,
it.
fucking huge.
I couldn't believe when I got that email. Now, I did EDC Vegas hotels last year, but this year I'm on site. So,
I gotta come to this.
yeah, I'm just trying to create, like, because obviously I'm doing all, even if they're old songs or whatever, like new remixes of them, new edits. So I've just been like literally producing all day, every day. So,
Dude, I need to come. So what is the date? Do you know the exact weekend?
19th of May, I think I'm on.
May 19th is the day that you're playing.
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck yeah. All right, everyone. If you're going to EDC May 19th, go check out Bowie Jane's set.
Yes. I don't know what stage I'm. It's one of the art cast situations. So
Okay.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Pretty good.
I will be there, I think, but May 19th, I don't think I'm doing anything, so I should come.
That's perfect.
It's perfect. I guess I'm gonna be in Vegas.
I guess I now have a tour manager.
Yep. Hey, I'd be a fucking great tour manager.
Yes, you would.
You want me to TM? I'll TM.
Dude, you would.
I would kill it.
Yeah. I actually think I'd be good at that too.
I think we
like
both probably have.
organizing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think because we just like have done it for so long, we know what we want, and we know what like an artist would want in those situations.
Like string cheese and hummus, puppies, and
then get the fuck out the way.
yeah, and have it all set up. It'd all be so well set up.
It would be great.
Yeah.
Cool. So we'll talk after this.
Yeah.
I'll be your TM.
Yeah.
So you'll see me TMing at EDC.
Yeah. That's right. It's like when you see me selling merch for the Somerset. You know, we are very flexible with our jobs.
Amazing. I love it.
Awesome.
Awesome. What else after that?
I've got gigs coming up, but I've got to go to Detroit. I'm doing a radio show there, New York, meet with my manager, and yeah, some things like that.
Busy. Love it. Busy bee.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So everyone, subscribe, follow us,
follow,
comment.
Yeah.
It really helps us if you subscribe, and also it means you'll get notifications of when we release a new podcast, which is every week.
Amazing. Thank you all for being here and watching again and listening. And we will see you next time.